That's hectic.
It's a bit hectic here.
Look at the llama, cutie. See it?
Fupa balls clap. Fupa balls clap. All night long. Clap, clap, clap. Fupa balls clap. Fupa balls clap. All night long. Clap, 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 clap. Girlfriend in a coma, I know, it's serious. Girlfriend in a coma, I know, it's really serious. There were times when I could have murdered her, but you know I would hate anything to happen to her. No, I don't want to see her. Do you really think she'll pull through? Do you really think she'll pull through?
If it's restricted, it's dangerous for her. I don't want her to die just for that, you know? And furthermore, what am I going to do? Go there and go, you have to take her. You know? Like, we went through so many hoops to bring her here. If I didn't want, you know, I brought her here so that I could bring her with me. Because I probably could refund my ticket for a price. But then maybe out of Beirut, you know? I'd rather find an airline, you know? I'm trying to think of what's best for her, you know? I'm going to see first if I can cancel it, if there's other airlines, you know? Yeah, it'll be hard to live without her. I mean, I can do it, but it's going to be really painful, you know? It's 32 hours. So I'm thinking of her too, you know? It depends, you know, Carefree. It's not if it's a short flight, that's different, like you said, you know? They just think of my motive and they make up something negative. That's it. You know, I'm trying to do what's the best thing is. He took really good care of her. You know, he brought her here, you know. She starts drooling this like thick white foamy drool, you know. They don't care, you know. They just think, oh, what is Foodie Beauty doing wrong now, you know? And I know I bring it on myself because I've done, you know. And I appreciate you, like, just, you know, I appreciate those of you who just, like, understand me and don't just immediately think the worst, you know. You know, I'd ideally like to bring her. He's just so set in tradition right now, you know. Like, it there's just no way it's going to work for us. I'm just, you know, traditionally, I'm just very mouthy sometimes. I think it's starting to wear on him. And I don't want to assimilate to something I don't, you know, like, it's not me. There's just so many things that don't work out. And it is very painful because I do really love him. You know, it's just, oh, it's just my heart hurts, you know. I don't know. She doesn't need rescue. She has a dad. And, you know, if you want to help for private transport, then go ahead. No, unless there's, yeah, I wouldn't just, you know. She overfed him treats. She fed him those, you know, those treats, Temptations there? I wasn't expecting him to be that fat. I know I'm fat, but you know what I mean for a cat. I don't know. I've never had a cat like that, bug for food like that, you know? Yeah, I'm sure it's annoying having somebody addicted to food, but, you know, that's why I just need to be alone, man. He was a funny cat. You never know what you're going to get with personality, you know? But I don't think it's just not meant to be, you know, because obviously, just that it's, you know, culturally different. I think he was tired of his, you know, certain things about his culture at first, and then now he's I don't know if he's pressured or, and it's just very different. He's still attentive for sure. He makes sure I'm comfortable but sometimes he'll just make plans with a whole bunch of family and people and not tell me about it till like that moment and I'm like, "What?" Yeah, they know, Barbara. That's the problem. You know? He chose me to marry and he should be defending me, you know? You know? Yep, 100%. Because when we're with all the kids, he gets just as annoyed sometimes, So his family has treated me nothing but respectful. Some of them I haven't even met, but you know. And I think there's some different family members that don't approve of our relationship. I understand. It's a very strict culture. He said he doesn't want to get into anything because he just not interested in that, but we'll see. You'll move on, have a family, and I'll find someone more suited who won't, shame me for not having kids. Somebody more suited for me. And he was like, lies again because you said you're never going to be with another man. What do you think? I'm like, excuse me. If we're done, we're done. Yeah, you have to feel like you're good enough. I would just was deep in thought and, if I get frustrated with something. So he's kind of used to it. I don't think he thinks I'm serious, you know? Yeah, I don't blame him for being fed up. I don't. That's why I feel like I just need to be alone. I don't want to put that on anyone. He was 29 when I met him. That's so young. I understand that. People change. So it just is what it is. There's nothing there anymore. It's kind of sad when that happens, but it happens. There's a lot to miss. You can't, Strix. You just can't. Yeah, I mean, being very careful. She just had a checkup and everything, but I don't think, it was just very basic. If Salah, had wanted to, was certain he would never want to have kids, he wouldn't care what his family said. Why do I have to choose between being a Western woman and love? Why, the fact that I have to change for him to want to be married to me is just no. When we talk about breaking up, it seems to bring us closer together, affectionate wise. You know what I mean? If you're going through life, a young man at 29 versus 41 is a big difference maturity wise. And it's he's going to want, who knows? I don't want to hang around to find out. I don't want to be around for that. If he's set in his ways and that's it. And I don't even think he realized that, He probably met me at a time where he was tired of his rigid life. He left his family home. He got his own place, his own job, his own everything, and was maybe exploring, I don't know. They're just doing what they expect, And there were things I hated about myself before I met him. I was, I welcomed change. I welcomed trying to grow as a person and be, different, and just each day we spent together and we're more physical with each other and more close to each other. I got more hooked each day. And then he's, played the romantic songs for me. They all came back and were all, somber, and they told me what happened, Salah translated. Her uncle came running outside and was like, "Hey," and the lady dropped her and ran away. That was a really good night that I had with Salah. We had a really good night, Why would he want to, it's what he wants. What can I say? Well, all day off and on, but all of my favorite food that I haven't had in forever is gonna, I don't know. I get help, but I doubt it. I've been grifting enough, I'm hyper. I had a diet soda. Now when you go back, you notice all the places, You know? If I'm living with Pete or something, I ain't kicking him out. I don't know what will happen. Like, as if I'm never gonna do that to him, you know? So, he doesn't like real beezing. He likes modest beezing, like, ultra conservative beezing. You know?